What the fuck is RedMan? So RedMan is a tokusatsu film. Well, it's really a tokusatsu series. Tokusatsu being the Japanese word for special effects. Examples of tokusatsu series are like Ultraman or Kamen Rider or Super Sentai, which, if you don't know what any of those things are, Godzilla. There you go. Somebody in the audience was like, I know that one. um, but it's essentially a genre that's based around like special effects, giant monsters, just being insane. Pretty much, it's filled with things like people transforming henshin into like crazy fighters. Kamen Rider is an example of like a show where people transform. Super Sentai is an example of a show where people transform. By the way, Super Sentai is Japanese Power Rangers. So Power Rangers is essentially just taking footage from Super Sentai and then making a new story around it and overdubbing it with like American actors and stuff like that. So that now you have a better understanding of what Super Sentai is. But Redman is the oddest example of tokusatsu, mainly because Redman doesn't have a story. Like, if any show needs to be made into a Americanized, like Western Power Rangers type of thing, it needs to be Redman. Redman has episodes that are only like 2 minutes long. They're really short. There's no story whatsoever. Redman just does things for 2 minutes and then it ends. He's always like in a random field or a forest or a desert. And he's walking around and there's a monster, but the monster's not like killing people or destroying the area it's in. It's just walking, just chilling. And then Redman goes, "Red to fight!" And he just runs in and he just starts fighting the monster, but the monster's not like hurting anybody. And I keep hearing people say that Redman is supposed to be like an Ultraman style character, where he's like a giant guy fighting giant monsters. But Redman looks like a normal sized guy, and the monsters look like normal sized monsters. I haven't seen an episode yet that has like miniatures or anything that would make you think that they weren't normal size. You watch them fight in like grassy fields where the grass is like at their feet, and you can just use your eyes and just be like, they're clearly not giant monsters. That grass is like normal sized grass. Or if they're supposed to be giant, that's like really big as fuck grass. Like I don't like I don't know how that works. um Redman never says anything other than red and an adjective or red and a verb. That's not right. He says red and a noun, or he says red and a verb. Whenever he says red and a noun, he summons whatever he says, and it becomes like a fiery projectile. And if he ever says red and a verb, he can like do that thing at a superhuman level. So if he says red to jump, he like can jump really high for no reason suddenly. Um, and he fights the same monsters in like multiple episodes, but the episodes are only like 2 minutes long. So he'll fight a monster and he'll like straight up impale it, right, in one episode, and then you'll see him like a few episodes later. He's just fine, like nothing happened. And sometimes the monsters come back and they have new powers, and sometimes Redman like gets kicked on the ground for like a good portion of the video. He's just losing. Um, I don't know how to feel. Because, like I said, Redman has no story, there's no background or explanation for anything that's happening. You don't know why Redman has powers. You don't know why he's always just walking around in the middle of nowhere. You don't know why he happens to run into monsters. You don't know why he fights monsters, because the monsters don't really give him motivation to fight them. He just kind of does it. Um, so I'm actually working on a book inspired by Redman, where I essentially go, if I was to make something like Redman, what would be the answers to all those questions? Like, what would be the reason for the show to be the way it is? um, and I'm gonna call that book Garment of a Mortal God. I know that sounds like a weird name, but Red Man is a weird show. And the book isn't going to be about Red Man. It's going to be my take on like a Red Man type story. So it's not like a fan fiction thing. Um, it's not me like writing a Red Man story. It's kind of my own thing, with its own mythology and reasons for why things happen. That's just inspired by Red Man. But I'll definitely make another video about that. Once I've published it, I've already written about 32 pages of it, um, and I'm trying to just figure out what more I want to add before I'm ready to like put it out there. But I feel like it isn't too early for me to talk about it and maybe build up interest. So that'll be on my Amazon, and like I said, I'll do a video later where I'll like push that a little bit more and talk about it. But anyways, I hope you like this video, and I hope you check out RedMan. There are plenty of videos, and by plenty of videos I mean like 8 on YouTube that you can look at. They're titled like RedMan Batch, and then a number. So there's RedMan Batch 1 through 8, and like I said, episodes are only like 2 minutes long. So the batches are like 13-minute collections of RedMan episodes. So if you wanted to binge the whole RedMan series, it wouldn't be that hard. I'd recommend you play it at 2x speed. What you guys watched earlier was at 2x speed. Um, Redman fights those monsters very slowly, and it looks really bad. Sometimes when I watch wrestling online, I put on 2x speed too. It just looks better. It looks like a real fight instead of not. But definitely check it out. Redman is an interesting character, and I feel like you would enjoy seeing some Redman content, especially if you liked any of the stuff that you heard here. But yeah, thank you all once again for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we do these videos. Your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black one and only, logging out. Peace.